back. I didn't realize I had myself muted.
Anyway, what is going on, guys? It is Destructor here today. Holy cringe! You know, I didn't think I'd be talking about this clown, considering I already did a poll where I basically was like, oh, you want the Aiden Ross sucks or this, and you all wanted Aiden Ross more, which that will still come out probably just at the end of the month, but this is not about Aiden Ross. This is about Idubbbz, the sad, sad little man cuck, simp, faggot, like just spineless man. The fact that this creature has taken his wife's last name. What do you name? I am here. You might be a little delayed. Hello, Cheesecake Bunny. So yeah, spread this all around to your friends, of course, because we got ourselves a fun, wild CringeAthon for you guys here tonight there, John, on the special edition of the Destructor pay-per-view. We got Destructor versus Idubbbz. This should surely be an absolute bar-burner classic. But yes, we have Idubbbz, and holy shit, Idubbbz is a YouTuber. He's actually very popular. In fact, okay, let me just go fucking present the screen. And Mr. Idubbbz is getting himself into a lot of hot water. You might know him as the guy who did the whole Creator Clash stick there, Cheesecake. He's also done Content Comp in the past, which now he's unlisted those videos. So we're gonna just have a little fun making fun of this little soy boy cuck here, okay? For God's sakes. We're going to watch a couple of his videos, maybe watch his quote-unquote recent content to see if it's such great shit. Maybe, depending how fucking we personally feel. But I think we should really address this fucking turd cancer. Okay, seriously. This one thing I absolutely fucking hate is commercials. And by the way, I encourage you guys to dislike the video and just fucking leave a mean comment. I don't know. This isn't about wrestling. My bet is on Destructor. Yes, I am of course going to win. So is Idubbbz. It's Neil Ockman. Probably something worse, to be honest. This is a great example of what happens when you let your woman run your life. Kids, don't be like Idubbbz if that's the case, because if that's the case, you might want to just give up on life. I'm just going to be quite honest. So Idubbbz here, he made a little video about I miss the old Idubbbz. And the context here is because a lot of people are giving him criticism shit because, oh, you know, like you fell off, you know, like missing the old content, that type of stuff. And which a lot of those old content was really edgy stuff. But you're probably seeing memes of like, I'm gay or I have crippling depression, you know, that type of shit. And also saying the N-word. But that's a whole different story. But we're gonna watch this shit. I have to make fun of this clown for it because holy shit, no.
For a while, I felt like if I changed my content over time, that people would see that as a reflection of who I am and what I value. But
that's the whole point of YouTube, buddy.
To realize that is a very weak and passive way to, you know, run my channel and live.
How is it weak and passive? It's called fucking YouTube, okay? The whole point of YouTube is supposed to be somewhat of an extension yourself, you know, what kind of shit you have to offer. It is no way is weak or passive. What you're doing was just kind of extension who you are. You're just trying to be a funny guy and stuff. Plus in 2016, you know, back then you can just kind of do whatever. Yeah, it's not like you've changed your fucking morals or anything like that. You're the same fucking guy. You're just fucking going with the trends. It's like a hate street situation. Like, fuck.
Live my life. So I think it's, you know,
Sneako's on the list.
To go to Tana's fan meetup and say slurs
Facts.
to her and then make a video about how it's okay to say slurs.
No, buddy, no one is getting that shit from your video. Wake me up inside. Yeah, fucking. That's what the extent of this video is. It's so just melodramatic. It's so fucking over the top dramatic just for the sake of it. It makes like 2000s like rock music look fucking like Mickey Mouse by comparison. It looks tame by comparison. Holy shit, like bro. Like, yeah, you did say the N-word, you know, say I'm not even gonna say just because fuck it. You know what I'm going. Like you fucking said that to an 18-year-old who was being a bitch. Like you just said it was be funny. It was a joke. It's not really that serious. Yeah, I'll probably do Shane Dawson if you all are interested in that down the line. But enough of Shane Dawson and Sneeko. So let's keep watching his cringe.
I think I should have the balls to make an apology video and
Did your wife give you the balls to actually make this video? Like, did she lend you like your balls from her purse? Like that, what it is?
take accountability for the mistakes I've made. So
You
that's
made
what this
no
video
mistakes,
is.
but okay.
I've realized that I need to be crystal clear about what I believe, so there's no room for ambiguity. I am responsible.
Buddy, we all know what you believe in for years. It's not like it was some secret, like you're trying to like make people racist or some shit. Buddy, it's not that deep.
For creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel. And I've also created a culture
Dub.
of uh,
More.
apathy and I don't know, a lot of like cruelty as well. Like,
Oh, so apparently making videos on Rice Scum, Keemstar, and Tana Mojo is considered cruelty, which at the time those guys fucking deserved it. Oh yeah, and Leafy, especially fucking Leafy and Keemstar at the time. The shit that they were doing, like, yeah, you should call them out. Like, bruh, Dina, remind you, part of the reason why you did a fucking content comp on Leafy was like part of it was like he fucking I think what was he literally like made fun of like a mentally handicapped person or some shit. Like which okay, don't get me wrong, I like those types of jokes, but like literally he was like actively just bullying him and shit, which is like bruh. And the ironic thing is with you in your content cops, you were given these guys potential ammo to like do better in the responses and shit, so you can like you can get fucking clowned on. So it's not like it was that deep. It was just literally just like drama content for the lack of better terms, just fucking like hilarious shit. Like get out of here.
like, some of the videos I've made have been very not edgy. I don't think some of these videos were edgy. I think they were just outright cruel.
No, they were edgy. Those content cops, those are just edgy content. And edgy content, like edginess, it's gonna blur the lines into like, what was someone would consider racism or some shit, or sexism or, all that shit. See, this is I'm worried for my future of marriage. Don't have okay, well, depends on who the chick is. Make sure if you're gonna get married, which I don't recommend by the way, chat, do not get married. But if you're going to get married, for the love of motherfucking God, find a woman who has similar values to you, who is actually interested in actually like having children and shit like that. Or at least it was not or at least if they're not gonna have kids, just make sure they're at least like, have morals, like they don't like OnlyFans, that type of shit. Because trust me, if you find the wrong girl and and you wants to see what she is, you're kind of fucked. Just saying. Yes, he did it all for the balls. Yeah, balls. Yeah, chopping off my balls. Yeah, balls. Yeah, Anissa pegs me. Yeah. If you can call that a woman, because have you seen what his wife look like? Holy shit, has one of the most manly looking faces ever. Like the fucking, it looks like a bucktooth horse ass redneck. Like holy shit, Idubbbz, bruh, you fuck that? Hey yo, that is down bad behavior. And of course, you give that thing like fucking implants, so it just literally looks like a fucking like a baby horse. That's fucking nasty, bruh.
So I don't want people to, get it confused about, where I stand. I have made some cruel, hurtful
Why,
content,
thank you.
and
DM me
I
that
need
video
to
so I can
acknowledge
laugh at it
that.
with
And
you
I'm
guys.
really sorry that
Derek
it's
Killjoy.
taken me this long to acknowledge it. The
Okay, you didn't even need to make this in the first place. Like, it extremely was not necessary. No one was really hurt by content cops, okay? Maybe like a few bad eggs were like, oh yeah, they just want to be like, oh, racist, but like those are probably like what? With your channel like 7 million subscribers, maybe like what? 100 people, like like really, like barely 0.5%. Like it's like not even like that serious, bruh. Let's keep continuing this cringe.
content I'm talking about specifically are content cop videos and videos where I was just generally criticizing people for very lackluster reasons. and obviously didn't have any accountability online whatsoever.
Um, they're for good reason for one way or another. Again, especially with leafing Keemstar and shit. Okay, like come on, anyone that's watched those videos, they would be like, yeah, they kind of deserve that shit, and you were just doing it in like in a funny comedic way. Like the way I watched those content cops, and a lot of people didn't make sense. You were like, oh, being cruel or racist or whatever the fuck. They're just like, oh wow, this is just funny, edgy content. Okay.
On my end, I was morally grandstanding and acting as if I am any better than any of these people
No,
that I
you
was making
weren't.
content cop videos on. And I'm not. I'm a human. I'm a real human who makes mistakes. And, I make a different set of mistakes than the
Yeah, like
people I
this
was making
video.
videos on. But it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate. It's also
Okay, if you really truly think this way, then obviously you wouldn't want people to respond to you this way. And judging by how you keep blocking like the most random fucking people on Twitter and shit, doesn't seem that way. I think you seem to be generally upset by it.
indoctrinated a lot of people into thinking that this is an okay way to behave,
Her name
and
is
it's not.
Anissa
It's super irresponsible and shitty. I
Cook.
am very insecure about my ability to create interesting content or like entertain.
I can honestly, for this part, for this little few seconds, I can actually somewhat relate. I won't lie. It is pretty tough. Especially as like what if this video doesn't exactly reach the audience and no one cares? Like, I mean, honestly, if you're a content creator, you probably have the same feeling to an extent. Like, I can actually relate to this. Granted, your reasoning is quite shit, but I can at least agree with your statement, Idubbbz. Rare time, I agree.
It's gotten better over the years, but it's something that
That's
I
debatable a
have
little, bro.
struggled with constantly. And it's one of the reasons why I, kept making this hurtful content. I ended up pivoting it into other things because I felt bad about it, like innately.
Sure,
But
you
it's still
did.
something that I struggle with, and I don't want you to interpret that as an excuse, but I hope that that is relatable to other creators who maybe struggle with the same thing.
I
uh,
saw that
I'm not
true earlier
confident in
too.
my ability to entertain, and I think if I had to rely on my personality to entertain people, that I wouldn't have any amount of success.
Yeah, if you were just making content based on your current style and your current beliefs, yeah, I would agree. And like, sure, yeah, the content comps and all like did get you famous, but like those were representative of what you thought of the time, because you're just like completely wimping out to like today's culture. Because for some reason, today's culture is really just all pussified bullshit. For some reason, it's like, oh, you gotta really be stepping on your eggshells or some shit. Like faggot. Like, okay, listen here, I faggot. Like, okay, if the culture today was like what it was in 2016 and stuff like that, you would be going a lot more hard, and you probably still be doing content comps and shit. And you probably would be making fun of like people in very crude ways, which I'd be finding entertaining. But still, it's like I don't buy this sincere crap. You're just a sheep that got to be really big in the first place, little bro. Like, let's just be real here about this, bro. You only like are just doing this because like today's culture, you think that today's current trend of culture is just to be as boring and milk toast as possible. Like, fuck off, faggot.
And that is really hard to come to terms with. I was being very bigoted in a lot of my videos,
I'm
and I
gay.
justified it because I didn't think it was too serious. And
It isn't too serious. Like, the most that you can eventually say is like saying the N word hard R, but even then that was done in a comedic way. Say nigger, like that shit. Yeah, I know I just said it, but it was for to fucking like reference the point. Like fucking like fuck off. But still, like you're just aiming to be funny and then I had a stupid voice. That's just meant to be laughed. Like, come on. And even you said in yourself in the past, when it comes to like slurs and shit, it's like either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. So you better think that no slurs under any circumstances okay, because if you get caught saying other slurs that people are okay with, like cracker and other demeaning terms that no one cares about, we're gonna have problems, buddy.
I thought that people were going to see that I had good intentions, but
Pretty
that's
much.
so silly. Casual racism is still racism. casual bigotry is still bigotry.
No. What the fuck? You think like, bruh? I don't understand. Like, you understand like how to put this? You're acting like your content was like literally Hitler, bro. It ain't that fucking deep, dude. All you like the most you said was like the N word, hard R and shit, and you were like fucking saying I'm gay and shit. Bruh, it wasn't really all that deep. Like, oh, making fun of Leafy shin. Is that like something that is really so deep? Sure, it is. Like, it was just all comedy. So apparently, saying it in a comedic tone where you have a punchline is considered like bigotry. It's like, bro, fucking like stop trying to pretend you're grown up. You're just fucking like wimping out. You're just your wife's just like I don't know why your bitch ass hoe fucking like cut your dick and balls off. Like I wouldn't be surprised to get fucked up in the ass or some shit by that horse. I mean, no one how horses like to have sex, but yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. But like still, dude, it's not really bigotry. It's not like you're actually like inspiring people or like, I hate this person, making fun of because of their background. You're making fun of them because oh, they're assholes.
And
And you're saying like those things just to be funny. It's just like to be like over the top and shit. Like come on.
I said a lot of things that I look back at and I cringe now, and I'm
No,
like, that is
but
an
he's
awful
worse than
thing to
Hitler, low
say.
key.
It doesn't matter what my intentions are. Like if I'm hurting people, I'm hurting people, and who the fuck
Dub.
knows what my intentions are? Like sarcasm and like jokiness and jokey tone only goes so far, especially over the internet.
It actually goes very far, my friend. It's pretty much if people can like tell you're doing a different voice in a sense of your joke, which is pretty easy to tell. Like if you're talking like this or over exaggerating something, like people can tell it's like, oh, it's a joke, and people are just saying like getting outraged for it, are just doing it for like virtue signaling points. Like it's not really that big of a deal.
Even in real life, that's like an impossible thing to know with 100% certainty.
Not really.
I've just always had this.
Oh, fuck off, ads.
Tires make that.
Dumb philosophy that I'm not responsible for, my audience. And
That's actually the correct way. Like, I'm just gonna be real. Like, I'm not exactly responsible. What the hell my fans do? Like, chat, like, whatever you guys do and do something stupid, I ain't responsible for your actions. That's on you. You just happen to like my content. That's literally just how it is with people.
And how they behave beyond what content I put out, and that's stupid. And it's led to a lot of hate and a lot of bad outcomes.
And are you gonna name any of these examples? The most you ever did was like, oh, you had a few bad interactions with some people in real life. Those people are like in the minority. Most people like are just like, yeah, you're pretty cool. Like they'll understand. Like they're not really like these weird goblin like incel fucking like losers who are terminally online. Those people, like, I can guarantee you, those are people are like just a few hundred at most. Like, so what? Like a few hundred bad people. Like you'll have like millions and thousands of cool people compared to like a couple hundred bad people. It's like, come on, man.
And I just want to make it clear that I am absolutely.
It looks like a pedophile mustache. Not gonna lie.
And,
hello, welcome to the stream.
I guess if you want to,
facts.
Look out for people who are red flags. It's definitely people who had my mentality that say I'm not responsible for what my audience does.
Oh shit! I'm a red flag, guys. I'm a red flag. I'm a red flag, guys. Oh my god, my career's over. I can't really get into a relationship. Oh no, life is ruined. No, bro. I feel like this whole video and your latest controversies are just like indications of like, dear men, don't be like me. Okay, I am fucked. That's what I'm just getting the vibe of. Because if you want a real red flag, it's just someone who's like going to be grandstanding, like virtual. Oh, I'm not like that anymore. It's like, what kind of skeletons do you have in your closet there, buddy? We need to know this. Cunt.
I know that this apology isn't enough. I've clearly done a lot of damage. These
No, you
videos have
haven't.
been up for a long time and have accumulated millions of views.
Cook.
I shouldn't be able to just make an apology video and walk away from it. This is something that I should live the rest of my life with.
Oh, boo fucking who. You're acting like if you committed like one of the biggest sins of all time, you can never be recovered. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. I'll use my beliefs as an example. It's like if you have like a sexual lust thing or something and you can just never get under control or something, like, I don't know, fucking apparently, like, sex before marriage is a sin, okay? I'll use that shit as an example. It's like, if you had sex before marriage, yeah, it may be considered mortal, but it's like, it's like you're acting like, "Oh, I can never go to heaven," or anything like that. It's like, "No, you can go to heaven, you just gotta repent and just change for the better, like, for God's sakes." Like, oh my god. I wish I knew, like, the one religious dude from, like, the Catholic Church who used to kill people and stuff, but he turned to Jesus and he became a different person, and look what happened to him, like, that type of stuff. Like, oh my god. It's like you're acting like this is just damageable, it's like irreversible. Like, no. All you did was some, like, silly, goofy, retarded videos on the internet being as, like, autistic as possible. Like, it's oh my god.
And I expect to. I've profited off of
Not
this
much.
bigoted
I
content
guess
for
the difference.
years, and I've made a successful career out of it. And that's
Musician.
not right. I think that this is only a step in the right direction, and I know that a lot more needs to be done to even approach a life that I would think would be like acceptable. I am running ads on this video, and any revenue generated from this video, I'm going to match and donate to an organization that would have been particularly affected by the type of rhetoric that I've been spewing on this channel.
Bruh, you really are gonna just donate stuff? Like, that's not gonna change anything. Even by this logic, it's like, okay, yeah, you're helping some people out, but it's like, bro, it's not gonna change a fucking difference. Like, if you cared that bad in the first place, you would have just never did this crap in the first place. Like, you would have just like, okay, I'm never gonna do this crap. But no, you decided to do this, and it's only like now, like just very recently, this oh, I'm just completely different. It's like, just shut the fuck up, you fucking cuck.
And again, this isn't the end of what I'm doing. This is just the start. I don't feel like a lot of this
Make sure to
content
spread my stream
represents
around to
me
all
as
your
a
friends and
person,
stuff so we can actually
at least
get
not
more viewers
anymore.
watching.
There was a time where it probably perfectly represented me because I was a nasty, apathetic, insecure person.
No, back then you just seemed to be like a nerd who just liked making edgy content. That's really what I got from you. You now, you just now when you're calling yourself a nasty, insecure loser, I'm just getting that's a sense of what you are now.
Now that I don't feel like it represents me and I want to distance myself from it and keep
Facts.
it from, indoctrinating more people, I'd like to
It's not gonna
unlist the videos
exactly. It's not gonna
so
turn
that
back time.
people, can access them still for whatever, purposes they might want to do that for.
Yes, you can still like find on content cop and shit. It's just like you said, it's unlisted. People are still gonna watch the fucking content, so I don't know what to tell you.
Um,
If you really feel strongly about how terrible these content cops were, you just delete them off the internet. Yes, there'll be re-uploads of those videos, but like to be honest, it probably will mitigate the damage. It will probably be the best outcome. Unlisting them is you're just gonna get people to be like, oh yeah, let me go find the video and shit. Still, it just you made it a little bit harder. So I don't know why you decided to do this, but whatever.
but it's not being proliferated on the website. I feel like that's the best solution, at least for the time being. And for anyone who liked those videos, I want this video to be an example and a lesson for you. You can like content, but you can also think that it's irresponsible and it's hurting other people.
No one's gonna think like that. If they like the content, they're not gonna give a shit. Like I don't know what it is with you, bro, but like you're acting, oh my, all my content, it has such a severe, deep meaning, dude. This is fucking YouTube. Most content doesn't have fucking much meaning and shit. This is like the fucking like the opposite equivalent of like Sneeko or some shit. Thinking, oh, it got meaningless content, like raw, raw, raw. You know, have a deeper meaning. It's like, bro, not everything needs to have a deeper meaning. Like for God's sakes, when you want to watch a video, most likely you want to be entertained or at least be informed by something you don't really know about that well. That's really it. Those are the two, like, one of the two reasons why you want to watch a fucking video. All right, like unless you want to really be informed about political bullshit, okay, but those like are fucking like gay autismos who should probably kill themselves anyway because they're a bunch of fucking losers who think like they can actually change the world because they're fucking like a bunch of narcissists. Like, bro, what you were doing was you were just trying to be entertaining, okay? Like, it's like stop this bullshit, buddy.
So just tap into that part of your brain that's saying like, oh, okay,
For real.
it's probably not that important that this video stays online because truthfully, I've seen it, I've experienced the content, but it's done a lot of damage. We can just let it go. I'm sorry to everyone that I made content cop videos on. I still don't like the majority of you, and that's fine.
I love how you're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, what are you trying to be a fucking Canadian here? Like, geez, did you had to really say it that way, buddy? It almost sounded like it. Maybe your fucking bitch ass wife probably told you, say it like this, Ian, or I'm gonna break up with you, or say it like this, I'm gonna have sex with this other guy, or like I don't know, fucking who the fuck knows? I mean, if you do OnlyFans, you're guaranteed a hoe and you don't deserve respect. But still, that's what it feels like, bro.
But I can recognize that you did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way. I particularly want to apologize to Tana. Tana, I'm sorry. I should have never made that video. I harassed Tana in person and then harassed her online. And that's deplorable behavior. It's so stupid. I'm also
I
sorry
don't
to
like
all
this
the
video.
black viewers and minority groups who have
Oh my god, we're going into the SJW shit. Fuck god.
had to put up with that video and put up with, the phrases. I said either it's all okay or none of it's okay.
Which is still true, by the way. That phrase is actually correct. Like, in my opinion, like, if you're going to be like fucking be super edgy or some shit, it's a fucking South Park mentality. It's either all of it's okay, or you can make fun of it in some capacity, or none is okay. That's really like the definition of free speech, which is why most people aren't really for free speech when you really think about it.
And that's just so dangerous and stupid. I have made
Both.
content that I am proud of over the years. It hasn't been as consistent as
Also, I just realized something like, okay, I doubt many black people were really this outraged. Otherwise, we would have seen people like fucking like an article, especially when that video came out. Especially that was like quite a fucking fever pitch time for Black Lives Matter. Like people would have probably got triggered by it, considering that content cop was really huge in 2016. Like no one cares that you fucking said that word. People thought it was funny, and like they fucking use it as a meme. Like that's big. That's all it is. I don't know why. Like you feel like it's oh my god. I just said like I have to be this sorry. It's like dude, quit the fucking white liberal act, okay? Like this is the type of shit that makes Malcolm X and MLK fucking like cringe in their graves, and you're not helping.
maybe I'd like it to have been. But there was a lot of content that I think had
Okay, I have to address this now. Okay, now as of now, like as of this like time, he's definitely an SJW with some of the more recent controversies. He used to be an edgy guy who definitely you can consider anti-SJW and shit, but he's completely did like an Ethan Klein where he just flipped a 180 and basically just become a virtue signaling SJW bitch. Like if you watch those old content cops, you can sense like, wait, is this the same guy? Like especially watching this vid. Like honestly, if you ever feel like it, just look up like content cop and shit. Like look at any of the content cops, and you like after you watch this shit, you be like, wait, this is the same guy who did this shit. It's like it's actually night and day how ridiculous this shit is.
a net positive on the world, and I'm going to strive to continue on that trend. But again, I'm not. I'm absolutely going to continue to make mistakes, but I want the mistakes to be a lot smaller and a lot less serious. I also want to give some clarity to the
New pork, beef, and chicken sprinkles.
Oh,
Only
great.
Caledon Farms.
T'as vraiment payé pour être là.
Fuck you ads.
Écrasé entre 215 livres de chair et un demi.
Post-fight speech that I gave. I mean, it wasn't a speech. It was a phrase. I was like,
I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I really do appreciate the support. And
Yeah. Look at this fucking. Look at this bitch's wig. Is this a fucking man? Look at this fucking like all these tattoos. No, no, no. Hey, yo, what the fuck? I feel like all the fucking boxing you did over the years. Yeah, fuck YouTube ads. I feel like all these punches to the head you took has made you like more retarded as it is. Like generally so fucking stupid. It has made you full on faggoty ass estrogen fucking like soy cuck bitch of the year. Like bruh. Look at this fucking man bitch's face. Like you could fucking like replace this bitch and like no problem. Like Anise Ho, fucking like Anise, get out of here, man. Like fucking only hoes at its finest.
And you know, thank you for coming.
Look at this fucking dude's black eyes, bruh. Look at this dude.
That was addressing the people over the years that I neglected and I left behind. You know,
And who you left behind? Actually, nobody gives a shit.
the people whose feelings I, you know, didn't take into consideration. Those are the people who I was addressing as I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Anyone who thinks that I should be shouting the N-word from the rooftops, I don't want to be your cup of tea.
No one is asking you to be like shouting like the N-word from the rooftops. It's natural to change and fucking like change your type of content. Like any content creator fucking will tell you that. Like it's fine to change, you know, you can change, but the problem is like, you know, if you want to distance yourself from this like edgy content you got known for in the first place, this is not how you go about it, buddy. Like if you wanted to just change, like just fucking like look, I appreciate for what it was. It's just not who I am anymore. That's all you need to really say about it, really. It's that simple. Like obviously some people will obviously find new things to watch because you know when you do a certain like style of content you're going to get that audience, and once you change something you're going to get a new set of like fans and viewers. It's understandable, but the thing is you're just taking a shit on your old fans, the OGs, like the people that actually got you big in the first place, and you're like you know you're doing a passive aggressive fuck you basically. You just want these weird libtard fans who, if you say something somewhat edgy like lukewarm, they're gonna fucking lose their shit. Ask your buddy hates you how that's going.
Now I want to talk about events and situations.
Probably
that have
too
happened
much
over the past 5 years of
soy
my life that
lattes
have
from
led me
Starbucks.
to the place I'm at now. One year
Facts.
I was at a convention and a bunch
That's
of
being
fans
nice.
were, you know, wanting pictures, and this particular fan came up to me and said, "I know you probably don't like transgender people, but can I, you know, get a picture?" That smacked me in the face. I was like, "Oh, holy shit."
That's just one fucking person. Like I don't know how this is really is gonna make much of a difference. Like I don't fucking know what's the point of this. Let's keep
Why
watching.
would you think that? But I mean, it was fairly obvious. I was being cruel, hateful, bigoted, and being very uncaring about people's feelings.
I think it probably has something to do. You should probably say tranny, and it's like honestly, that's more indicative of that fans' fucking problem than actually the creator itself. Because like if you're someone who's like a marginalized minority group, and like okay, you like watching someone, but then they say something that's like, "What the hell?" It's like, oh, maybe he doesn't like that type fucking like that group of people. Like, if you started thinking like that, that's honestly more of a you problem. Like that sounds more like that particular fan's problem than you yourself. You're just being funny, entertaining. Obviously, like if you actually start being a dickwad for real, then yeah, that becomes a problem. But at the end of the day, you're just doing this for entertainment. So I don't know. This isn't really such a big deal.
That is a very fair assessment to make. I was giving this
Cap.
person bad vibes, and I think I've given a lot of people extremely bad vibes. Another event that was very important for me to experience was I went on a boxing podcast.
A Boston Clark. Facts. How long do we see Idubbbz with blue or green hair? Honestly, with the way how he looks like a fucking pedophile school shooter, I don't expect this guy to fucking ever change that hair. Maybe if you're maybe his training wife or whatever, maybe that transvestite might do something like that in like a couple months. Who the fuck knows? Especially all the fucking like, you know, like scribbled on fucking like tattoos that the bitch has gotten. Who knows? I mean, you know, if you put like, you know, a dress on this guy, you know, I may squint if you just shave the fucking like pedophile mustache, you know, put this guy in a dress.
I might squint and I think, is that Chris from Mr. Beast? Like, I couldn't tell the difference. You might get me to say that.
I was basically like trying to walk back my Tana content cop. I was still very like insecure and uncomfortable with the fact that I made that video.
You're basically doing that shit now. Like, if you really felt so strongly about that, you would never have done it to begin with, or just got rid of it, or reached out or do whatever the fuck. Like, bro, I wonder what the fucking like the people who like Idubbbz like made content comes on, like Keemstar, Tana Mojo, Rice Cum, fucking like Leafy. I wonder what they personally think. I bet Leafy probably always have a video on Rumble right now, so who knows? Like, I wonder what they personally think about this crap. They probably don't really give a shit. I know Keemstar and Leafy won't. I bet Leafy will probably make fun of him, because that's who Leafy is. How ironic that Leafy goes from being the guy who gets mocked to now just being the one that's well respected in the long term. How funny is that?
And but I was still coping. You'll see me struggle in this clip to say that it was
Not
wrong.
better.
So I just wanted to let you talk on that, right? Because obviously using the N-word is definitely frowned upon by a lot of people, especially by a non-African American. But I was just curious.
That was a very weird video because I wanted to like criticize her for her like sort of flagrant use of it. I've been pretty flagrant about it too, not in the same way. And I thought there was a message to be shared there. And I don't think it was particularly. It was okay in criticizing her, but I think I probably wasn't the person to deliver the message, if that makes sense.
Bruh, like the way how you're talking about this podcast, bro, it's like, if you're trying to say maybe I could have done it better, okay, fair enough. Maybe you could have did it differently or some shit. But like, I feel like you did a good job with that video. Like, many people would agree with me on that. So like, I don't know. It's not that deep.
There was a message that I was trying to put out there. And like, I'm not really the person to put out that message. I don't regret making the video. I think, there's bits and pieces to take from it that I think are valuable. But.
Oh, of course, the cup. Ads. Okay, we're just gonna mute this shit because I don't want to hear this crap. Especially this fucking flaming like Fruit Loop here. Like, oh my god, guys, like, ugh.
I probably wouldn't make it these days.
Still cupping.
I'm very grateful to those guys and how they broached the subject because it didn't put me on the defensive. It just made me realize like I'm stupid. I'm stupid, and I really need to like acknowledge these things. Like,
at least we can. I think you probably said the most truthful statement of this video. Yes, you are really stupid. You are really dumb, Idubbbz. Glad we can agree on that.
Like, what am I doing? I'm still trying to make excuses for myself and like, why I made that video. It's like, it was a dumb idea. I harassed someone. I was saying slurs and I was trying to justify it all. A very big thing that has sort of altered my view on all of this is just the amount of hate and harassment my wife Anissa has received over the years.
I wonder why she gets that. I mean, I can think of a few reasons that's somewhat justified. I mean, it's called criticism, but okay. I'm curious what your defense of your girl, if you can even call that a woman, that is, for defense. Let's see what you have to say.
She's had to deal with it from the beginning of our relationship.
No, not really. I think the criticism started once that whole OnlyFans stuff started to happen. Like, no, like maybe like a few minority of people were like, "Oh, this is like this fuck this girl," but like those are like minority of retards. Like, let's stop the bullshit. It started when the fucking OnlyFans shit happened in 2020 to now. That's when that fucking shit started to really happen. Let's just be real here, bro.
And I have done a horrible job at acknowledging her and her feelings for it.
I don't know. You seem to be doing a good job of defending her. I mean, for God's sakes, you kicked off Froggy Fresh because, I'm going to part of it was hanging out with Sam Hyde, but like, the other reason was for a little like tamed OnlyFans joke that he made. Like, if I lose, I subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans. It's like, we all know that's just a bunch of caps. Stop lying, Idubbbz.
A lot of the time, I just thought that was her problem, or that was other people's problem. Like,
I mean, okay, look, I can probably understand, like, if your girl is constantly getting crapped on by people, that you probably want to step in and defend. It's like normal because when you're in a relationship, you kind of want to step in and be the noble one. But your girl's not just some random fucking like no name like figure. Okay, she's a public figure on the internet. She has her own channel with thousands upon thousands of subscribers. People know who she is. She's a content creator. She makes OnlyFans, so she is a fair game for criticism, bro. It's not that deep. And you chose to put your dick in that fucking vagina, and I use that in quotations, by the way. But you decided to do that shit, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of a problem. It's like, I mean, I thought, well, men and women were like all equal and shit. I thought that's what it is, because then that's what your current viewpoints on that shit are. And I guarantee you, I thought that's what's the case, little bro. What changed?
it's not my problem that you're getting hate and harassment. And it's like, no, it absolutely is. That's the culture that I cultivated.
No, it's just the fucking people that were disagreeing and having with the OnlyFans shit and fucking whatever. Hello, pal, and like, glad you made it. I'm gonna read this for you. This is for men, and this is for you, Idubbbz. If you're even watching this, which I doubt you are, but still, I'm gonna read this. Here's one tip for everyone who's reading this. Don't be in a relationship with someone who's doing something the part of the adult entertainment. Don't do this. Like, just facts. Prince of the Ring gets facts here. I'm just gonna be honest.
And I, didn't do anything to change that. Over the years, it's changed a little bit, but
Yeah, because in the last 2 years she's been getting fucking called slut, degenerate, only hoe shit because people actually have standards and like, whatever. And like, okay, like admittedly, I haven't been in a relationship in a little while, so I don't fucking know how my personal mindset would be into this type of shit. But like, I feel like I wouldn't have that big of a deal if someone was just fucking clowning on my girl for no fucking reason if I had one. But even then, it's not that deep, like, bro. Like, as I said before, your girl's a content creator, so she's gonna get criticism for some people one way or another. I mean, especially that Tanner Mojo content cop. Like, the reason I even came in the first place was because of her. So she used your fucking name just so you can fucking like get more of a reach. Like, that's the reason why. Like, she kind of like made you do that shit. So it was inevitable.
I don't think I've still fully acknowledged how responsible I am.
Yes.
For
his girl does
the
OnlyFans.
amount of harassment that
His girl literally does OnlyFans, and he was supportive of it. There was a controversy about it. He was like, he was okay with it, like straight up. Oh God, not Seth Rollins. We're not doing fake fighting chat here. This is like a non-fake fighting channel here, ladies and gentlemen. Come on here. I'm not exactly interested in here about fake fighting.
Anissa has had to deal
Lol.
with. And this year, I decided to speak more candidly and be more open about who I am as a person and to speak on my life a little bit more.
Yeah, and we saw that you're basically a very insecure, spineless, weak, emasculated, boy. We understand. We understand that Anissa's the one that runs the fucking like relationship. It's obvious that she has the fucking, the pair of testicles, and you are just with the vagina. You are with the pussy. We understand. It's very much clear. We have seen this for our very own eyes for quite a while now. So it's not like we're seeing anything new here. So not like we need to know, little bro.
And I did that on Anthony Padilla's podcast. These are the people that I'm attracting. These are the people that I'm entertaining. Like, I need to reevaluate things. They're relating and enjoying this content for a reason. And that's...
Yeah, because they actually find it funny. And this is like the fucking shit I was talking about earlier. Like, oh, he had some bad interactions.
Not maybe the same reason that I'm trying to make. I had a very Wild West mentality when it came to online behavior. Like, people are going to do what they want to do. People are going to say what they want to say. And I can pretty much do the same because it's the internet.
Facts.
But I think you have to be a lot more responsible. If you guys are...
Yeah, that mentality is still correct, okay? Like, I'm just going to be honest. I mean, you can think otherwise. If you want to be more clean, that's fine. But, like, bro, as we saw there, like let's just go back to that shit so we can, like, play the clip.
these are the people that I'm entertaining. Like, I need to reevaluate things. They're relating and enjoying this content for a reason. And
Yes, be entertained.
that's not maybe the same reason that I'm trying to make. I had a very Wild West mentality when it came to online behavior. Like, people are going to do what they want to do. People are going to say what they want to say. And I can pretty much do the same because it's the internet. But I think you have to be a lot more responsible. If you guys are at all,
You know, that seems pretty reasonable. I don't know what's the problem with that shit is. It's like, okay, yeah, if people are just gonna make videos and that's it really. I just swear, it's like you had like a few personal bad experiences and you're suddenly going on this fucking arc. If if it's generally that you actually believe that. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you actually have a lot more autonomy. So that's probably the reason why. But dude, it's not that deep, bro. I don't know what to say. I know I keep repeating myself, but generally, this shit is not that fucking deep. When you break it all down, really, it's just like, so what? Some people are like weirdos. Like most people will understand and get the vibe of you just from like watching your videos. Like if you watch someone's content, like in the first couple of seconds, they'll probably get like a somewhat decent enough idea like who this person is, and they'll decide if they want to watch them or not. And a lot of people really liked your content back in the day when you were just an up and coming YouTuber, and that's why people watched you and stuff. And now that you've changed, well, I guess I don't know. Now you're not probably not gonna get this type of views. I mean, if we still had the good old dislike feature on, I probably can guarantee you're probably getting ratio to hell right now, or at least have a decent like to dislike fucking like ratio. So
at all interested in how I've arrived here, that video gives, a good bit of context and talks about some of my life a little bit.
money.
There is a clip from this interview that's been floating around the internet, and it's me calling my fans antisocial and basement dwellers. And I was like, I didn't like, interacting with my fans. I just want to be clear, like, that was my realization. I think a lot of people are like, of course that happened, is because you were creating that culture and you were attracting those people. And it's like, yes, I know.
Yeah, that's not it. Like those are like a minority of fans. Most people who like edgy content are just normal people who aren't exactly like wimps. Okay, sure, some fucking like basement dweller antisocial weirdos are like that. A lot of introverted people you can probably consider that in some extent. But like even then, like when like people that you were describing, it's like made it sound like it was negative and bad. It's like so what? Like some people are not going to be this like outgoing types. Like some people are just definitely more reclusive to themselves. That's how the fucking real world works, okay? And even if these people are just as bad as they describe them as, like I said before, those are just a few bad eggs. Those are not the majority. Majority people of your fan base are just normal people who just want to have a good time and be entertained and get away from this fucking shit festival fucking world that we live in.
I know now. I didn't know before. It was my realization upon, meeting more and more fans that I was like, oh shit, you guys are struggling. It was easy for me to identify them struggling when they were outside of my body. But the antisocial basement dwelling incel that was inside here, I couldn't acknowledge that. I couldn't recognize that. So I needed the mirror to be held up to me. In closing, I want to say that I have always thought that I was an empathetic person because I thought, well, I get angry, I get sad. Of course, I got empathy. Seems easy, right? Empathy.
Yes.
I definitely have that. There were moments
That's
where like
most
a
people have
dog would die in a film and I'd cry. So it's like, of course I have empathy.
Boy, oh boy, this is premium.
Go fuck yourself, ads. Okay, I don't know what you're going about this. Like, apparently you need more than that for like feelings. Again, bro, most people are normal that are just normal. Like, of course they have some empathy. Like, we feel compassion for others. We're just not all like boo hoo whining about crying like a bitch. Oh, fucking hold on, stupid fucking video.
Cry. So it's like, of course I have empathy, but I never did. I think only in these past
And
couple
Sam
of
Hyde, as I
years
said
have
earlier.
I gained the ability empathy, and I'm very ashamed to admit that. It sounds
Cool.
sounds really pathetic to say at the age of 32.
Maybe when I do
I've
a music
acquired
channel.
empathy, but I have, and I've realized it.
Women and
because
money
I
and
just like
culture.
can't help myself but like feel for other people's pain and suffering now. I'm still not perfect. I think that is my empathy meter's only maybe like a quarter of the way filled up potentially, but it's at least
I am very interested to see how your full empathy meter in your eyes is going to be, and to see how fucking unrecognizable you'll become. I'm just curious because I bet you it's going to be a fucking wild fucking ride when that happens. I can't wait for it. Hopefully it's soon, honestly. But we'll have to wait and see when that happens.
least there. And I just want you guys to know that you can unlock ability empathy if you experience more life. It might take you getting hurt a little bit, but it's
Okay.
worth it. It is so worth it. So thank you for watching, everyone. I do want to create more regular content, and I don't want to just have the next 5 videos be apologies. So I have uploaded a squirrel video on my
Yeah, we kind of just. Yeah, I think we kind of get the gist of this shit. Well, that was quite a shit fest of a fucking video. How long? Wow, 51 minutes. This literally lasted for a whole CringeAthon. No, yeah, if you're fucking. Yeah, as long as you figure out what you're personally happy or something, yeah, it's great. Yeah, good old Froggy Fresh. But at the end of the day, this is a democratic society. The West is don't allow censorship, false narratives, control your mind and lives. Yeah, it's supposed to be, freedom. It's supposed to be freedom of speech. The pretty much freedom to do what you want. Like that's kind of how it's supposed to be. But apparently, that's not the case. I think we're gonna watch this fucking shit, the Froggy Fresh drama. I know it's like a few weeks fucking back or some shit, but it's still pretty relevant and relevant enough to do it. But before we do that, we gotta fucking do some clown. Yeah, it was pretty dog shit. Well, we have to address his controversy and why he's become a fucking CringeAthon victim. Boring, much like Idubbbz' current content. Fuck goes. Now, if I wanted to show you fucking good Idubbbz, go fucking watch his content, Cobb. That's what I like to hear. Fuck the government. Okay, now let's just get to present my fucking screen. Now let's just go laugh at fucking Idubbbz' fucking wife because holy shit, she needs it. Now there's gonna be some cringy fucking music, so I'm just gonna have to mute that shit. But hey, yo, we're gonna have to read this shit. Raped at 16 by a classmate. Rugged at 18 in the bar, and God knows what. Touched inappropriately by my boss as I serve constantly. Groped fucking. Wait, what did I say? Groped at every TwitchCon I've been into, all of them. Can't go out with boyfriend without. Not all men, but my views are all men. Cringe. Cringe. Just pure cringe. I mean, look at this fucking bitch. I mean, you see like the fake implants, all these fucking like garbage ass fucking tattoos, and the fucking like unkept hair. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like trying to be a carbon muncher of the fucking century. Oh yes, it came into like, come on, holy shit. I mean, after all, this is what Idubbbz is banging, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm like, bro, and you can say, well, I have a girl, you don't. It's like, that's the case. I'm glad I'm single. If this is a fucking case, because holy shit. I don't exactly want a woman like that. Like, fuck that shit. And, like, dude, holy shit. Like, bro, you tapping this, you're kind of got some down bad behavior.
Cut my leg into pieces. This is my last resort.
Cringe. Papa Roach, cringe. You're cringe. This is why this is why Gen Z does not get any respect.
Considering this is Idubbbz' girlfriend, I really can't blame him for getting a vasectomy.
I agree there. Manic the Maniac. We need to just. I agree. He should have done that already. Fucking trash. I mean, this is why if you look like this, you're a fucking like red flag. Just gonna be honest. Like, I wouldn't want that shit. Holy. Oh fuck! A dub on neck. Okay, now let's just keep laughing at this shit, ladies and gentlemen. We got ourselves the Froggy Fresh drama, and I might just end the video from there because these two videos are kind of the reason why we wanted to do this CringeAthon in the first place.
because I felt like it was necessary. So let's watch. But before I get into that, some context. Froggy Fresh is a content creator. He's invited to do this boxing event that Idubbbz does called Creator Clash. Pretty self-explanatory shit. Now, Froggy Fresh got kicked off for a variety of reasons, which is pretty much unanimously agreed, and it's actually the truth. It is involving because Froggy Fresh is hanging out with Sam Hyde, who is helping him box, and of course a certain OnlyFans joke that he made about Anissa. Now, Idubbbz is going to say something completely different, but yeah, I guess so. But still, but the whole gist of it's like pretty much that shit. Now, Idubbbz is going to say a lot of different shit, but it doesn't matter. Again, like this video, dislike the video, comment, and I already did this L video. This is an L video. I had to watch this. Like, fuck this crap.
It's like you came back and you were a pawn in some game of 4D chess, and I think you found out that Idubbbz and Anissa don't play games.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video. Brief update. I am healed from Creator Clash 2.
I don't know about that one, bro.
Alex Wasabi beat me up. He won his fight fair and square, and I have all the respect for Alex. He's a good competitor.
I wonder if his fights on YouTube. We can just watch this shit so we can like fucking make fun of him.
And thank you to all the fans who came. It was an amazing event. I'm very happy, very emotional. Awesome experience. I'll never forget it. Having said all that, you guys are here for the juice and the grease. So I'm going to give you guys the grease and the juice. And that all has to do with Froggy Fresh. The reason I didn't address any of this sooner is because I was terrified of jeopardizing the success of the.
Did it have something to do with fucking like your bitch's ass mother, like or something with like your girl's mother? I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna make my conspiracy fucking shit, but that's probably something to do with that, right? Right? Okay, let's just keep continuing.
The event, because there are a lot more people involved in this than just Anissa and I didn't want to fuck it up for them.
Don't bother.
People that I really care about, and I felt like it would be very selfish if I was like, I understand.
Along with his girl. His girl deserved what she got happened to her. Just to be honest.
Video, and I'll squash all the rumors. I'll squash all the beef. I have no idea what public perception for this video is going to be. That's
2 weeks later, and it's been very piss poor.
The event is now over with. I can risk it. You know, I can air my grievances, and we can see where it goes.
You mean
I
your
need
co-pitch?
to bring you guys up to speed on where I'm at as a person and as a content creator. My philosophy for a while was, well, people will figure it out through the videos I make. But the problem is the videos I make, I mean, I sort of avoid speaking from the heart. I'm just going to focus on a thing, on a piece of content. I think I have bad associations with sharing my life on the internet. I'm like, no, that shouldn't be my thing. Like, leave that up to the vloggers. But I think it's important to share where I'm at. So none of what I'm talking about in this Froggy Fresh video feels like I'm being hypocritical or, I'm misleading you in any way.
Are you sure about that?
I think a lot of the content I've made has been irresponsible and misguided.
Boo fucking who.
I've hurt a lot of people with the content I've made. Despite many people being entertained by it, I'm not trying to take that away from you. If you feel like you've learned important lessons or you have...
Bro, not every fucking video needs to have some important fucking lesson. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I already went through this in the last video, but like, bro, most content, you're just trying to be entertained, okay? Like, if it's one thing to like, want to move on from edgier content and grow. Fine, that's reasonable enough. Thinking, most of us are probably have that somewhat similar experience or will have that, experience when you get older. Unless you just have a fucking good taste and a sense of humor, and then you'll never get sick of. But still, I can understand that shit, but like, bro, the way you're making it out to me, it's like, it's not. You just didn't give a fuck.
Have grown as a person because of the content I've made. I don't want to take that away from you. With some good.
Tell that to the fucking next video you did.
I think I've done a lot of bad, and at the bare minimum, I've just put a lot of negativity out there in the world.
No, you didn't. You just put out laughter shit.
On not doing that. I plan on expanding on all of this in a further video. I think there's a lot of content from over the years and some behind the scenes that I'd love to share with you guys. I think it would give clarity to where I'm at. But in this video, that's probably about all.
It needs to work out more, scrawny little ass.
I don't want to detract from what the focus is, and the focus is
You don't
kicking
say.
Froggy fresh from the Creator Clash card. The main reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. And
Well, at least obviously you admit it. Yeah, collaborating with Sam Hyde, which if you don't want content that's supposed to hurt people, maybe you would never did that in the first place and get rid of it because you think Sam Hyde is this like evil person. And I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, who gives a shit? Sam Hyde, like, bro, he looks like a fucking like a little weirdo. To be honest, he looks like a weirdo, but he seems like a decent enough human being. So like, you could just get rid of the content documentary. Like, you try to do a hit piece on that guy because you don't like him. So maybe you should just take your own advice and get rid of the content if you feel so like strongly about certain things, even if you like still dislike them. So I don't know.
For anyone who's been following the story, that's fairly obvious. Froggy has explained his side of the story multiple times, and unfortunately, he's been perpetuating a narrative that it's about OnlyFans or that it's about Anissa's mom.
Those are part of the reasons, by the way. He's not wrong.
And that's extremely deceptive because he knows why he was kicked from the card. The one indication I gave him was Sam Hyde, and I wasn't unclear about that. Anyone who's mentioning the fact that Harley trained with Sam Hyde for the year previous, that was before Sam was saying this about my wife.
Bro, you still dislike Sam back. Thinks you did a fucking like little documentary hit piece on him, so I don't see what the big deal is. But let's hear what the comedic genius Sam Hyde has to say, because this is gonna be gold.
I don't think so, Anissa. Bitch. Ho. Fucking Anissa. What an ugly piece of shit. But look how beat she is. Oh, nice jack-o'-lantern teeth.
That's like
I can't wait to see what she looks like when she's 32. Her teeth look like a pumpkin head. Like, it's the Anissa Joma hole stretcher. I'm sending this to Anissa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into charity. Yeah, he hates him and his wife's a slut.
So yeah,
I don't know. Those are accurately funny statements. I mean, what's gonna give Sam Hyde a W? Dub Hyde, to be honest. They're wham wide, okay? W for Sam Hyde, okay? Let's give this guy a W. W, honestly. And wide. Man. I just have to do that. You just gotta give the dub to good old Sam.
And now that this guy is on the daily insulting my wife,
And need to remind you that she's a content creator, so she has every right to be criticized, maybe fun of in any way. This is a free society. There's no fucking rules where you can't make fun of someone like that. If you personally don't like that shit, well then tough shit. Grow a fucking pair. All he's doing is saying words. Like, just words can only have so much power. Like, come on. Come on, bro. Like, if it's not like he's actually physically harassing her on the daily basis, it's just fucking like funny shit on the internet. It's like, grow up, dude.
I think it's pretty fair to, not want to associate with him in any way. We did ban Sam from the first event, so it's not as if he's confused about where he stands in all this.
Doubt he cares, by the way.
And Froggy knows that. Froggy knows that I don't like him. Of course. That's why he was banned.
And you still ban him because he did training with Sam Hyde. It's like, who cares? Maybe, like, he can actually help. I'm just gonna be honest.
No, none of this is like news to Froggy. Froggy knew all of this going into it. For anyone who's under the impression that Froggy has been like reasonable and chill and respectful through this whole process, he hasn't been. He's been a piece of shit. I'm not happy with how he's behaved. He's talked mad shit about me.
Ian doesn't want people who are bigger and more talented than him upstaging him.
You know what's funny? Like, these clips that you're showing, Idubbbz, they all came after the fight. Like, after he got kicked. This is not like before. Okay, he was like, pretty chill. Like, yeah, whatever, I'm cool with it. Like, this is like all after, bro. Nice try.
Anissa.
Ian's masculinity has been completely removed via Anissa.
Based.
Participants of the event.
This is really a lot of weird, tender, soft people. Creator Clash people are real, like, these type of people. You know what I mean?
The event itself.
This is really like the patty cake league for like social media boxing.
He does.
I mean, honestly, he's not wrong. He's just trying to be entertaining, you know, just having fun, little shit talking. He's trying to build himself up. I mean, this is some WWE shit for God's sakes. Like, come on. I mean, did you not even watch WWE or at least understand what that shit's about? I mean, fuck, as much as I can't stand how it is these days, like, I think it's complete fucking, like, trash bag shit, much like your girl. Like, at least I could say I don't understand the basics of it.
Doesn't like the culture of Creator Clash, and he mentioned that.
And Chris Reagan and all these people, it's like some big ethos worshiping party at these things. And I don't get it. I don't get what all this shit is all about. But everybody's there to worship ethos or fucking ethos or like touching ethos, titty or pussy.
To be honest,
That sounds like a joke to me. Just the way he was smiling about it, that just seems like a joke. But I could be wrong, though.
I thought it was quite the gift to you that we'd kick you off the card. You have no more obligations, and you can immediately just pivot into boxing for misfits. It's like that's the culture that you want. You want the non-sissy, you want the macho dude traditional boxing culture.
AKA, you know, actual manhood, not this fucking weird, like, feminine shit.
So go over there and box for them. You don't even have to miss that many months of training. You've been training. So hop on one of those cards. But unfortunately, Froggy doesn't want to hop on one of those cards because he thinks the skill level is too high.
Personally, in my opinion, I think the talent at Misfits and Happy Punch is in a different league that is out of my league.
Oh wow, Idubbbz, the throwing shade. Now, admittedly, this was not exactly a great boxing match, but it was honestly more entertaining than anything in Creator Clash. Like, at least with how bad, like, at least with how fucking much of a train wreck this shit is, at least we can laugh at it for how ridiculous it is. Besides, this is meant to be like the most low-cal fight ever. Two ugly fucking big fatties, like, you know, fighting. Come on, this is a joke fight. What? It's just fucking dumb social media fucks boxing for the lulz. Fuck off, advertisements. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they could probably kick your ass, Idubbbz.
And then right here, he's down. You stop. I mean, come.
I mean, this is pretty good shit. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. So I don't see the problem. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's not most professional for boxing. Like, I love how you're trying to make like the misfits. It's like these are some bad people. You know, they're like talentless guys. Like, dude, when you're doing social media boxing, you're a fucking fraud. Okay, the only somewhat decent, legitimate boxers are like what like the Paul brothers and KSI. That's
Come
it.
on. It turns quickly from boxing to assault.
Just fight someone who's weaker than you.
So I'm done with boxing. I can fulfill.
Fight someone weaker than you? Oh, so you Idubbbz, you should fight. You should probably fight Sam Hyde or fucking Froggy Fresh. You know, I'm just gonna be honest. You know, by that logic, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest.
My current obligations, if for some reason Creator Clash changed their mind, I could fulfill my current obligations. I'm not interested in going further in any other boxing.
It's such a fucking cop out that you're like, all right, I'm such a victim for getting kicked off the Creator Clash event when
yeah, you kicked him out for that shit.
Off the Creator Clash event, and
pot calling the kettle black much? I mean, you know, ironic statement coming from you.
Now you're like, I don't want to box anymore. It's like, come on. If you look at my text exchange with Froggy, it's very
okay. So hold on. Let me just go fucking get the text exchange.
If you look at my text exchange.
Okay, so the one in black is fucking Froggy Fresh. The one in black is Froggy Fresh. The one in green is Idubbbz. So we can get the context here. Okay, so no, Idubbbz like, hey dude, I just want to clarify that I'm not mad at you. I just want this to end and go well. And part of this is trying to be perceive about things. I just want to find a solution. I really appreciate your friendship, and I don't want to feel like I'm upsetting you. I don't understand what's wrong. Can I not work with Sam Hyde? He's been very nice to me. It's just a tricky situation. I personally have been hurt by a lot of things he's done. If he's your friend, that's totally understandable. I just don't get along with. I'm afraid of having him associated with the event. There are also others involved in the event that also aren't comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with
I'm assuming it's comfortable with Sam Hyde. But then, Froggy's like, yeah, he's my friend. I don't understand with me going to Rhode Island and working with Sam has anything to do anyone uncomfortable. If they don't have to see or work with him, like, that's what he's okay. Idubbbz is responding. I agree. Probably what you do is absolutely only business, but we're running a public charity event. We have to be careful with these things because you do represent the event in some ways. I have a similar issue last year. I thought I had no problem with Harley. You can work with St. Ham, but it ended up attracting a bad crowd, and I got harassed online about it a lot because it was a public display. That's nice enough to give you Harley permission to work with Sam High. I didn't know I need your permission as well.
With Froggy, it's
okay. Part 2, this tech shit. Fucking, he has not been he has not mentioned attending the event. I don't believe he intends to do so. I have not discussed this with him. I do intend to make content with him. I've answered your question. Would you respectful enough to answer mine? Idubbbz responds, this event is really important to me. I'm just trying to understand everything so I can make this best decision for everyone involved. I need time to think about this. I don't want to be rash. Yeah, you made a rash decision, little brah. But whatever. Okay, so the fucking Froggy is saying, so I'm going to schedule practice this week, not knowing whether if or not you're gonna allow me to fight in this event because I'm going to hang out with someone you don't like. Idubbbz like I don't understand why you're talking to me like this. I'm not trying to be intrusive. I explained to you the awful experience I had with him. It pointedly leads to another year of harassment and Anissa. I can't take this stuff lightly. Can you guarantee that it's not going to end up affecting, whatever? This isn't just someone I don't like. This is someone who's dedicated to disrupting any event we're running charity because harassing his two main organizers, sending his fan base to do his bidding. I want you to fight. I just want you to know the pain he's caused me. Like fucking okay, now he's Froggy Fresh responding. Fucking dude, just because you're trying to tell me who I cannot work with and friends with, I'm gonna go to Rhode Island. I'm gonna schedule my practices for this week. If I've been removed from the event, please let me know.
It's very clear.
I never said you could be friends with him. I just prefer if you would wait until after the event to post the content video. Yeah, that's where I'm not the type of person that you can just make me do whatever you want, what is convenient for you. He has his life and family, blah blah blah, cook dinner. It wasn't my intention to decide to do things for you. I just wanted to give you my perspective. Okay, I'll fight. Thanks. Okay.
That I didn't want to kick him from the card.
It seems like you were almost about to threaten him, but you didn't have the balls, so can you not do this with him? That's what it just seems like, to be honest. Like, I read most of those text messages and shit. It was pretty fucking weak ass shit, okay? You were not really being direct or clear at all. You were just, like, saying a bunch of gibberish, really. Like, fuck.
I got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't want you working or training with Sam Hyde, but you're doing that.
You didn't even say that. That's what I find hilarious. Like, oh, I don't want you working and training. It's like you didn't even make that abundantly clear. All you just said was bitch. Oh, well, how it's like, he's brought me personal pain and all that stuff. That's what it comes down to.
So, all right, I'll look past it. I don't want you making content with Sam Hyde, but
it's funny. How does not wanting like people to make content with him have really anything to do with a fucking boxing event? It's not like everyone has to see it. Like, it's not like it's gonna damage the reputation, for God's sakes. Like, who fucking gives a fuck?
Seems like that's a real deal breaker for you, so I guess I'll look past it. It came to the point where I was like, can you postpone releasing content with Sam Hyde?
Look, me and Sam don't get along. We put a lot of time and energy in this creator clash thing. I don't want it to be about Sam Hyde. So just don't let it hurt the event. All right. Go train with him, have fun, but don't let it hurt the event. Don't make it about Sam Hyde. That's what I would have said to you if I was Idubbbz.
Right. And guess what? Like, I didn't even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
Yeah. Okay. If you just said that shit, like I was being. Like, bro, you could have just stopped this controversy. All you had to do was be direct about it and just say it like that. I feel like Froggy would understand and be reasonable because I don't know, from what I've gathered, like he just seems like a pretty reasonable, good old Southern boy. Really, seems like a pretty chill guy, really. But that's how it
If
is.
you don't know who Sam Hyde is, he's whether or not you love him or hate him, you have to recognize him as he's the most talented comedian alive. He's the most talented comedian of our generation. He's gonna probably be the greatest comedian of all time. He's insanely.
I mean, I'll give Sam Hyde this. At least he has talent. I'm not gonna take that away. Like just a little stuff I've seen, I'm like, the Sam Hyde guy definitely has talent. I mean, I think he did a fucking TV show or something for Adult Swim a few years back. Granted, it got canceled because racism or some shit because online. But still,
a genius. I got a chance to go out there and train with him. He welcomed me into his environment. He paid people to train me.
That's pretty.
I didn't even
That's a
plan
pretty
on
good thing
releasing
about the
other
guy.
Sam Hyde content until after the event.
Didn't you tell them that? I thought you
No,
told
no,
that you were-
Ian requested it through text. He requested that I did that. What I didn't like that he requested that because that's not. I don't think that's appropriate. I was like,
He didn't think.
I mean, yeah, it isn't because the way you're making it sound like it's like, pretty much either my way or the highway, not trying to be like a regional businessman. It's just petty shit because, man, I don't like you. That's what it really comes off as. So I don't blame him for acting
was
this way.
appropriate. I do not think that that is appropriate. Do you think it's appropriate that I don't know, 30-something-year-old man is publicly calling my wife a whore and a slut?
I think it's just funny, really. I don't know what the big deal is about it. Sure, he probably somewhat legitimately thinks that way. I mean, I do too. But it's funny to make fun of people like that because your wife decided to do that shit, bro. So expect people to be like, you know what? Yeah, that's what she is. So put up with it, bitch.
I don't know, 30-something-year-old man is publicly calling my wife a whore and a slut.
I think initially you can just buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this has got a separate Etsy page where she sells her pussy.
Yoko Ono was too concussed to fight in Creator Clash for the second year in a row.
Life is so easy for a certain gender. All you have to do is say that my uterus hurts. What'd she say this time? Her uterus hurts? Her uterus fell
She
out?
had another concussion.
Probably your uterus fell out from getting blown out so much by toys.
Is that
That's funny.
appropriate, Froggy? Do you think that's appropriate?
I think that's funny. So I don't know what you're crying about. Like again, we got to give Sam Hyde the W.
I don't think that's appropriate.
Okay, you don't think it's appropriate that I set boundaries. I don't think it's appropriate that you are hanging out with a guy who doesn't think women are people. Like, I don't think that's appropriate.
I was like, I don't think you should be telling me when I can't release content. Like, this is my career. It's what I do for a
But you
living.
complied with it, right?
But I was going to anyways. But I didn't like people telling me that. I thought that was out of line.
I don't know why he's saying that he was planning on waiting to post Sam Hyde content. We have the Twitter timeline of him nonstop posting Sam Hyde content. It's fucking weird.
Okay, it's fucking Twitter. There's no rules. Like, I know fucking Twitter has like that much influence. Like, if someone wants to like retweet someone's content, that's fine. It's like it's a fucking Twitter account. It's not on the same levels of YouTube content. Like, what? You're not allowed to do that shit on Twitter? Like, bruh, you're such a fucking cuck, bruh.
I don't know if he thought it was like a loophole to post on Twitter about Sam Hyde. So I think in his head, he was like, I was going to wait to post Sam Hyde content. Parentheses, YouTube video.
Like, cause like it's not my problem that you have personal beef with the greatest comedian in the world. If I go to Providence,
how am I the simp? How am I the simp?
You still love and are okay with your wife doing OnlyFans, and you're basically are just enabling her actions when you're like, bruh, no, fuck off, and you're just fighting her own battles or some shit for her when you don't have to. Like, I mean, especially with the mindset you think of, like, especially how women are, like, clearly you have no problem letting your girl do some shit, so let her do this crap. She doesn't need you to do it.
I want to know, is it because it's a woman? It's because it's a woman, isn't it?
Bruh, doing the fucking,
It's
like,
okay to simp for a big, gross dude. It's okay.
no one's simping for Sam Hyde. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, just because someone calls him the greatest of all time, he just respects him. So I don't know what you're fucking on about. Like, dude, it's not. You're playing the woman card like you're such a male feminist cuck. Like that. That is just some sissy shit, Sam. Fucking Ian.
It's understandable. He's big and he's gross. As soon as you simp for someone who's literally your partner, your life partner, that's too much. That's
no one really has a problem with you trying to like defend someone like especially your wife, it's just the fact that you're basically the way you're going about it is just fucking completely out of whack.
Kind of gay.
Sounds like you describe yourself there. I'm just gonna be honest.
Discover the face of smoking. See the possible consequences at faceofsmoking.ca.
T'es rien. Je suis venue sur votre planète en mission.
Suck a
pour
dick
m'assurer que vous
commercial,
en preniez
especially
soin.
yours in French.
If I go to Providence, Rhode Island, and get an opportunity to work with him, that should be my
All
option
right.
when I release that content. And it's got nothing to do with you. Not everything that people do with Sam Hyde involves Idubbbz, and I think that he misinterprets that.
That's facts.
We're not talking about people. We're talking about what you do with Sam Hyde because you're in my event. I wish there were many layers of separation so I really could be that disconnected. Unfortunately, I have to be around you. You have to fight at my event. I have to share the same space as you know, in the parties, at the event itself, and I don't want to do that. I have no interest in sharing that space with you.
So for him to tell me, hey, could you wait until after the event to release that? In my mind, I'm thinking, I mean, I could, but it's weird for you to tell me to do that because it's got nothing to do with you.
Another thing that contributed to Froggy getting kicked was that he tweeted at Nathan Barnett, aka Dad. He said, "Dude, I tried hyping you up at Denny's when we ate dinner, and they said they weren't fucking with you and that you were going to lose to AB. They don't even like you." This is one of those things where it was like, oh, okay, so you basically don't have any good intentions.
He's just trying to hype up the fucking event, basically. That's what it sounds like. He's trying to like, hey, this is a great fighter and stuff. People are just like, nah, you suck. It's like, okay, so what? A few people think you're ass. Like, fucking, like, so what? I don't see this as a big deal.
You are just like, you don't like us. Like, I'm not here to play with people and give them warnings. Like, we're all adults on the card. I'm not going to give you a warning. Actually, no, I will give you a warning if I think you have good intentions. The problem is when you tweet shit out like this and you have the text message exchange that Froggy had with me, I don't think you have good intentions. You're like trying to like ruin a relationship between me and one of my friends. Froggy deleted that tweet, and I don't think he deleted it because he felt differently. I think he deleted it because he knew that it could potentially get him kicked from the event. And would also make him look like an
delete because he
asshole.
wanted to.
But
I don't
he
see the big
basically
deal.
reiterated that same thing in a Twitter space.
When I was at fucking Denny's, I was all like telling them, yo, Dad's a fucking savage. And they're all like, no, Dad doesn't spar with high level fucking competition. He's gonna lose to AB. And I'm thinking, these motherfuckers are
So who said that? Who said that?
Fucking Ian and Anissa, like that's the way these motherfuckers are. And then they got Dad like riding for them. They don't even. And if like I wouldn't be like this, but if everybody's gonna keep calling me out, like I'm the fucking person that's fucking shit up, like that Dad's out here riding for them. They're all like, they don't even fucking give a fuck about him.
And in the same Twitter space where Froggy says this, Sam Hyde, Froggy's hero, calls Nathan a rapist like several times.
Good
That
night,
Nathan
bro.
Barnett guy, I guarantee you that guy would rape somebody if he had the opportunity.
Yeah, legally, he would rape somebody in Minecraft, by the way.
In Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he would totally do that. That is so base of him to do. I'm just gonna be honest. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yes.
He if he had the chance to rape a woman, he would.
Oh,
in Minecraft.
No, not in Minecraft, Keem.
I don't want anything to do with.
I mean, he's making a rape joke. I mean, that sounds funny to me, so I don't fucking know. Yeah.
Sam, I don't want anything to do with people that think what Sam is doing is okay.
It's
is
just
not
comedy.
okay. Here's part of the Twitter space where Harley is sort of questioning Tyler with why he wouldn't, respond to Anissa. And I think that's a very valid question because you ask any of our fighters and it's like, yeah, Anissa was the one who like solves problems. She is more communicative than me, and she's better at communicating than I am. I fucking suck at this shit.
I doubt it has much to do with anything, but still, it's like, so I don't even know what to fucking say about this shit. It's like, Okay, so what? She's better at communicating. It's obviously she has the balls in relationships, so I don't know what to fucking tell you, little bro.
Anissa is the one. She is the one to talk to.
How was I? Even
Hopefully it
supposed
doesn't
to
have
know
kids.
Ian
We
and
don't
Anissa
want to
were
know
mad
that.
when I get one call from Justin Tracy, then a text message, I respond to it immediately, say, "Could you communicate through text or email? I'm training," and then nothing else.
What's the last text
I
you
still
have
don't
from
even know.
Anissa? What's the last text you sent to Anissa?
It was probably some group message from
Okay, but
3
what was the
months,
last
4
text you
months ago.
sent to Anissa? Just you two.
I don't have one direct text from Anissa.
Anissa's
I have
That honestly, from way how Froggy Fresh is describing, it sounds like Anissa's not really that great at communicating. Like if she's so great at communicating, then this fucking shit would be like, okay, what's going on, directly, like through email or something. Like it's not like through like it shouldn't have to be like through like whatever the fuck this shit is. So I don't know. You're not making a good point there, Epic Mealtime.
with my wife and Anissa. There's a group chat.
Your
I
wife
do not have
and
any
I'm
direct
so sorry.
contact.
Okay. Did anyone ever text you and your wife? What was the last thing Anissa sent you and your wife to you and your wife's phone? What was the last thing?
Tense moments in the Twitter space as Froggy goes to see.
It's, "Hey, Tyler, I'm not with Ian. I'm home visiting family. Ian called me not feeling great, and I'm just trying to understand what's happening or how I can help."
What's the date?
Sunday, March 12th.
You didn't want to respond to that?
Probably because it's full of shit.
No, because you don't know the
so
context of that. You don't have the
you want
context.
Go
Harley,
at
let me give
her
you the
mom of
context.
the burner Twitter account instead of responding to that very serious and
Harley,
sympathetic
'cause
text that was nowhere
I
near
have to give
threatening or
context.
aggressive.
Froggy wasn't able to give context for why he didn't respond to Anissa's call.
Can't really
and
confirm
text
that,
message,
but not like it
in the
matters.
Twitter space. Harley ended up leaving. The conversation went elsewhere. So he uploaded a Twitter video to explain the context for why he didn't respond to Anissa.
Anissa's last text, which was checking on me. Anissa's concern text of hope everything's going okay was a way for her to try to manipulate the situation to try to do further investigation into my friendship with Sam Hyde. That was not an "Are you okay?" text. That was a Ian is not able to break your shell. Maybe a vague, concerned, manipulative text from me will be able to.
He thinks this text message is manipulation.
I mean, knowing the intent of how your girl acts, yeah, I don't fucking blame that shit. I don't fucking blame Froggy for the way he thinks.
No, Froggy, we wanted to solve the problem. Let me just say, Anissa is just trying to exist. She doesn't want anything to do with the drama. She doesn't want anything to do with this shit. And
Bullshit.
I have brought a lot of it into her life. And I take responsibility for that. But unfortunately, a lot of people who think that I've changed or call me a cuck or whatever, they've decided instead of saying that I've changed and that I'm the decider of my future.
I mean, a lot of people actually still say that, dude. I don't know what you're going on about, so this is some weirdo shit you're doing.
It's that Anissa has changed me.
That's also probably somewhat true. Like, I don't think it's as big as some people make it out to be on this fucking like website, but I do think like to an extent, it's probably like your willingness to be like who you are, and of course the girl, obviously, and you're just cool with it because you don't have any respect to yourself.
So she has been the target of a lot of hate, and I think it's really shitty. And hearing Tyler talk about her in this way is just a reminder where it's like, Anissa's trying to manipulate you. What the fuck was I doing? Was I trying to manipulate you as well? Like,
Yes,
you
yes,
should
you
probably-
were. You were like, you didn't want fucking people to post with Sam fucking Hyde, bro. Peace out, bro. This will be done soon anyway.
Probably come out and say that because it seems really fucking sexist and
Cuck!
for you to be saying these things.
You know what I feel? I'm gonna be honest with you, and I really didn't buy none of this at the beginning until I was living in it. I kept always hearing people saying like, Anissa ruined Idubbbz, Anissa ruined Idubbbz, and I was always like, nah, whatever. Like they can work out their problems, and I was never buying into that bullshit. But I swear to God, when once you live an event, it's like, okay, I think Ian met the wrong person. I honestly think it's like I think sometimes you bond with the wrong person. It can take you to make the wrong decisions. Maybe when I met my wife, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I met my wife, I got better the more time I spent with her because she like was honestly a better person than me. But I feel like, dude, honestly, it seemed like so when Ian as soon as he starts messing with Anissa, it's like Ian goes from the person who would be dogging people, who would sue people, to then like his event that he's running is suing people. It's like a complete flip.
By the way, we weren't suing Froggy. We have no interest in going to court over $15,000. We wanted that $15,000 back, but you know he wasn't giving it to us. So,
and you're owed this because, okay, but still, no, honestly, I just had enough of this fucking stupid shit. Look. Agreed. I think I had enough of this fucking crap, honestly. I feel like the more I watch this fucking shit, the more I just get into this crap, the more I really feel like I'm being like this fucking famous clip. Let me just go fucking find the damn thing. I feel like I'm just becoming this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Agreed. Facts. He's a straight up clown. He's a fucking loser cuck simp. But yeah, I feel like this is enough for this cringe-a-thon because I can't take more of this fucking cringe and retardation. I just feel like I'll get dumber by this. But anyway, this has been Destructor. I hope you'll enjoy this stream. Take care, and of course, fuck Idubbbz. And fuck Anissa too, that fucking slut.